Dear organizers, speakers, and participants, it is a great pleasure to be invited to such an important event on blue opportunities and the potential seaweed represents in coastal communities all around the world. This year is called the Super Year of the Ocean, the United Nations Ocean Conference in June being the highlight. We see this as a great opportunity to halt the degradation of the ocean. Why is this so important? We are currently facing a double challenge. On the one hand, protecting the world's marine ecosystems. On the other, we need to increase ocean productivity. The ocean plays an essential and too often unrecognized role in our lives. The world's growing population will need more food, medicine, energy, and minerals. The ocean holds the key to help meeting many of these needs. To safeguard the ocean, the international community must come together. The historic outcome at the UN Environmental Assembly on Plastic Pollution is an example of that. The Assembly decided to establish an intergovernmental negotiating committee which aims to complete a draft for a legally binding agreement by the end of 2024. This is multilateral cooperation at its best. With this resolution, the world is officially on track for a cure against plastic pollution and marine litter. We are convinced that the oceans have a fundamental role to play in our efforts to achieve the Sustainable Development Goals and help build resilience to climate change. This is also at the heart of a partnership with the Organization for Eastern Caribbean States. Since 2019, we have worked together to build resilience in your ocean space through the reduction of marine litter. Allow me also to mention that Norway is one of the major donors to the Green Climate Fund, from which several of the member states of both the OECS and CARICOM have received financing. We believe that solutions to restore ocean health exist. Keywords are knowledge, sustainable ocean management, and partnerships. The high-level panel on sustainable ocean economy, co-chaired by Norway and Palau, was established in 2018. Composed of 16 heads of state and government, it aims to show that it is fully possible to combine a prospering ocean-based economy with a healthy marine environment as long as solid environmental standards are in place. The panel members have committed to sustainably manage 100% of their ocean areas by 2025. Leading by example, they encourage all other ocean and coastal states to do the same by 2030. Norway also urges international investment in science to underpin decision-making for building a sustainable blue economy. Therefore, the UN Decade of Ocean Science is very timely. Many countries, particularly in this region, are extremely vulnerable to climate change. Sea levels are rising, and this is likely to affect more than 1/3 of UN member states, especially coastal and island states. A sustainable coastal environment is fundamental for life, economy, and public health. According to the Caribbean Regional Fisheries Mechanism, the seasonal influx of sargassum seaweed in the last 10 years has resulted in substantial economic losses and adverse impacts on human and environmental health. With the current adverse effects of climate change, like sea level rise and ocean acidification, the influx of sargassum further increases the vulnerability of seals. This threat can become an opportunity. Many initiatives are underway to develop both techniques for harvesting, handling, species identification, and processing of sargassum for initial evaluation. The aim is to mitigate the environmental and economic impacts of sargassum influxes in affected Caribbean countries while creating value. Norway believes that initiatives such as this, which allow us to explore together the creation of new technology and value change from the sargassum, are the way to go. In our own waters, we see an emerging industry engaged in harvesting, cultivating and refining seaweed or kelp, both for animal and human consumption. Some predict export of seaweed may in the future become as important as our export of salmon. We applaud the speakers in this panel for their enthusiasm to develop a new aquaculture economy in the Caribbean while keeping a sustainable blue economy vision. We wish you a productive conference, turning the tide into opportunities. Thank you.